Welcome everyone. Let's get going. So it's a very busy week for earnings, jobs, US jobs, Bank of England on Thursday, rate decision on Thursday. So let's just pick our way through these markets. So I'm looking at the euro, and the reason why I'm looking at the euro because I wanted to think about what happened on the euro rate drop. So ECB dropped the rates on the 6th of June, which was here. So they held up on the day and then started to fall off day after. So you've got 6th of June is here. So we held up here and then immediately had a sell signal day after, and then dropped right back into this April-May support. So we've gone back in and breached that back into resistance from March, and now we're pinging. Now we're back into this nestling in this support here. So euro is potentially it's a quite a simple channel really this year anyway. So we just had it's been waving in this channel with a potential head and shoulders here, shoulder, head, shoulder. So the neck, this is we're already potentially we're already you could argue we're above the neckline. So this is nestling in a crucial area of support on the 50-day average. So obviously we've closed lower today, but if we turn around and pick up, then we could go back into December 23 highs. It is a lower close. It is a very bearish bar. So if we subsequently, so the bear case is you sell into this. I would just stay put and see where we are at least end of tomorrow. But if we close under here and start shorting into this 108 with a view to coming down to 106 and lower. Otherwise, if we turn around and close above this 900, we could break out here. Like I said, it's a clear channel here. It's just a question of which way they want to take that. Let's look at the pound as we head to Bank of England's decision. Right, so we pushed up into 130. So we broke out of this resistance area, pulled back into that support. So yeah, we're nestled above the 50-day average. So any market that can sustain itself above the 50-day average is potentially bullish. So it is, however, lower close. We had a sell signal on that 130. So if we close lower on 128 tomorrow, this could yet tumble over. But in the meantime, if we come in contact with that 50-day average and hold it, so my advice to you is don't short anything that can hold a 50-day average. Keep it simple. Anything that come down and hold the 50-day average is buyable. So in this scenario, if we come down into that 128, come underneath it, but still close above it, then this has got the potential to break out to and go and find 132. My feeling is that there is a case for the UK to drop rates, given the unemployment is tipping over some, and inflation is stable at 2%. My feeling is about the US. I don't think Powell's going to want to reduce rates while the market's so hot. So if the UK are going to drop rates and US are going to hold, then this has got to come. This is potentially done if we can close underneath that 128. So we've got all the support and then went to 128. We come underneath that, start shorting 128 and see if this can eke its way down to at least 120. So it's worth looking at these forex pairs just to get your head around where this is going. Now we've been looking at the pound yen for a while. So the carry trade, this is a little bit of a fear factor here. If the carry trade comes off and yen is repatriated, then that's a sign the markets are not happy, that it's risk off basically. So we're coming to all this support. Up till now, the pound yen this year, the pound yen's had a great time. Came out of the gates strong. All these pullbacks got bought, held the 50-day average, and then we broke. But putting a deep bar up there at that, having tried to test 2100, and here we are nestling back into support, and we're under the 50-day average. So now, if we retrace the 50-day average and fail, this is potentially a good short. So we've got a 1 to a little 3-wave correction down to support. If we now do a little 3-wave into that resistance and close lower, expect this to fall back, potentially go and find 24 lows down there at 180 or lower. Okay, so as with the pound, at the moment we're nestling in a key buy zone, but one more lower close and this is going to lose its feet. But I think this could inch up into Thursday, into this resistance area, and then potentially roll over. Right, let's move on. Let's have a quick look at indices. Let's speed this up now. Let's have a look at NASDAQ. What the NASDAQ does, the rest of the market follows. So NASDAQ has had a corrective pattern into the May-June support. So again, my feeling is it's a 3-wave correction. So if we pick up and close above 19,300 and subsequently close above 20,000, then this is going to go back up to potentially up to 22. I think we will spend it's a busy week for earnings as well. One of the busiest weeks in the year. So I'll talk about that in a minute. But my feeling, AI has really got hyped and yanked this up. I think the hype's overdone, and we're getting an early part of a reality check here. So my feeling is if we crash into this recent sell zone and get a close underneath this 20,000, I think this is going to correct further. At which point, we could potentially start to look to pick up some bargains. I think that my view is the S&P is expensive. P ratios, average P ratios are very high on the back of decent growth numbers in the US. But I don't think the Fed's going to want to drop rates in what is still a very bullish market. Not yet. So I think that's going to potentially upset the markets, and so any subsequent pullbacks into this sell zone is going to get sold into. Right. So I'm suggesting you need to be ultra careful at this stage, particularly as we're only just into the end of July. We've got all of August to get through yet. So a lot to get through. Right, let's have a look at the I haven't looked at the dollar yet. Yeah, so there's the dollar index picking up on this key support, picking up on the December highs. So we're under the 50-day average. So if this just closes a little bit higher, then I think you're going to see this pick up, at least go and test that trend line. Right. So a strong dollar is not good for the markets. Let's have a look at gold. Gold's above the 50, nestling back into Friday's move. So if we hold this area here, can't see the price, let me just move that. Right, if we hold this 2350, 2360, then I can see this pushing back. We've got a three touch of this trend line, and each time we hit that, we drop. So we overshot the 50-day average and pulled back into the June level. I think again, I think if I'm right about the Fed, the dollar's going to pick up and this is going to struggle. So I think this is going to break these lows. I think we're going to end up the week under 2300 and potentially could seek lower and come back to 2100 or lower. There's a gap down here. So if the market really breaks this support, this gold really breaks this support, I think we could come down to 1800. At which point, that would potentially be a good place to start to build a position again. So at the moment, certainly no reason to short such a bullish market, but we could be seeing much more weakness, further weakness in this gold. Right, quick look through the commodities. Sugar has come down to 24 lows and come up on volume. So I was sitting in some profits and gave some of those profits back. Well, I didn't give them back because I didn't cash it in. So I'm just sitting in sugar, hoping this is going to be a double bottom. I'm going to start to close above 23. The dollar is obviously playing on this. But we've got this is relative strength. We've seen the dollar pull up and the sugar pull up at the same day. So that's real relative strength. That's a good sign. Let's see if it's sustained and we can close above 12. Wheat has come back to 24 lows as well. Volumes come in. We need a much more significant close to warrant this picking up. To suggest that this can pick up from here. Uh, I um I think the wheat will probably wander around this $5 to $6, maybe for the rest of the autumn, rest of the year potentially. For this to break, I would want to see that um, break into six and hold $6. Then I would start to believe that we can get back to the highs. In the meantime, we've potentially got a double bottom on volume with a decent close off the 24 lows, but not a significant buy signal because of that $6. So I'm still bullish these commodities, but just not overloading, being very cautious, not filling my boots. Not that I fill my boots anyway. But well, before we move away from this, let's just look at the Asian markets. Nikkei pulled back into support, made a higher high up here. Yeah, so at the moment that's a higher low. So if the Nikkei can pick up, and Asia can hold up, that bodes well. China, yeah. See, this is the concern. If China can't hold up, then can the rest of can the Northern Hemisphere hold up? So let's range this recent move. Right, so we could come all the way back to 11 and a half and still be bullish. We're under the 50-day average. I do not like markets that can't sustain the 50-day average. So that's a concern. The volatility index has been picking up. That's a concern. So this is waking up a bit of a sleeping giant, this one. And we've broken out, pulled back into that trend line. So there are, with a strong dollar, increase in the volatility index, we need to be careful here. We need to be cautious. Of course, we haven't looked at the FTSE yet. Yeah, so FTSE had a good finish to last week, but any close underneath 8,200 and hold on to your hats. So, like I said, it's a very busy week in the US. We need to get all this out of the way, see what the Bank of England is going to do. And this is potentially a very bullish pattern at the moment. 8,200 is buyable because of the support, all the support that's down there at 8,200. We're only 86 points above it. So if we pull back and hold, then we got the potential to go and find 85 and then up to there at 88. But close under 82, and this could be a false breakout, and this is potentially going to fall back. Right, bear with me one moment. That's fine, I'll leave that. Okay, so some warning signals out there. Be careful. Bitcoin. All Bitcoin's done is ran into that resistance, or attempted to go and find that resistance. Another measure of appetite for risk. Right, stocks. I mean, Tullow was great for the first couple of days I was in it, heading up to 33. um, but we're continually closing lower. So Tullow could give out, particularly the oil's been weak today as well. So if this is a bear flag and we close underneath 29, then that's potentially lower. Get back above 32, and then we could have a decent move on our hands. But that is weak, and volume is not suggesting that can pick up at the moment. Well, it's not suggesting it can pick up full stop. Capita, I'm out. Excuse me, I'm out of this. Took 20, it hit 22. I think we're going to come and see 15 again. If we come down to 15 and hold, if I'm wrong, we're going to turn around and hold 18 and go and find 25 plus. If I'm right, we'll close underneath this 18 this week and at least go and find 15. So I'm just trading the swings at the moment because just concerned about what these central banks may or may not do and what the dollar and the volatility index could be telling us. Right, other stocks. I'll go through a few bellwethers, and you tell me what you want to look at. Rolls-Royce. But if we turn around above 450, I think it's done. Short term done. We've broken this, broken out this support. We're getting lower highs. Um, if we come down to see 370 and hold, then I will get interested and start to think about getting in that. QQ's had a good run. Um, Vodafone is really perking up. That move into 68. If you're interested, I still think there's time to get in, but I I I still think we may see 70 again. But the volumes have been improving. We did come up on higher volume. So if we can come back and hold 70, I'm in this, by the way. I've been in this from down here. So there's a potential ball flag, but so if you're interested, see if you can pick up another test of 70 to see if we can get back to 90 plus. I'm going to be wrong if we close under 68. Let's look at BT holding up. There was a deep retracement or deeper retracement last Wednesday, Thursday. But look at the volumes. It's not getting much of a volume follow through. So Pan African still looking higher at this stage. Barclays. Barclays, that's still viable at 220, I think. Higher interest rates actually favour the banks, hence the reason why has had a good year. Um, so if Bank of England do reduce, may see that pulling back into this trend line down there. Could even see 200. At which point I think that'll be viable. Um, let's look at some other stocks that you talked about. Let me go and find them. What did I do with them? I'm going to go back over some healthcare stocks in a minute. Oh, here we are. Prudential. Um, Look at the volume in Prudential. So this moving to 668. I'm not in this. I hesitate on this one. I'm not in this. Primarily because the volumes were so poor. But this changes things. So 690 with a stop under 668 for Prudential. Not a happy stock. That's come from quite high, isn't it? So there are risks, but I'm loving that volume. I think that's significant. No, sentiment back to the miners. Right, so we had a decent pullback here. It's picked up on this volume, so if we can get back above 122, I think I can go higher. Otherwise, looks as if that might want to can't come find 112, 115. Right, healthcare, Pfizer, moving out. This is direct line. Sorry, I'm jumping around a bit here. This is direct line. I've missed this 180. I was looking out for 180. So we've hit the May lows. I'm going to just put alert out there for another test of 180 on that. My preferred move was back to 170. You know what? I'm gonna just there's no volume down these lows. I'm gonna just give that some more time. Man group pulling right back. Bristol Myers. Wow, what a lovely chart. So you've got three touches down here in May and July, and that's up from 39 to 50. Let's um, let's sit back and see if we can close the gap. It's gone too far too fast. Right, anything you want to look at? Let's look at Intel. Otherwise, I'll finish up. What did I do with Intel? I saw it just a moment ago. Legal in general, picking up. Nike. Excuse me. Nike's but a potential reversal candidate. I just think with it, yeah, as with any market, but particularly these markets, need a lot more patience, I think. So it can't even get back above 80. So if you are interested in Nike, take it easy. I found Intel, there's Intel. Yeah, so this is interesting. I saw a lot of volume on Friday. You know what? That's a very interesting chart. Very, very interesting chart. Needs more time because all we got to do is close on the 29 and that's lower. But we start turning around above 31, 50, 32 here. I would put some capital on Intel. Right, you're very quiet today. Anything you want to look at? What else have we talked about? So these bigger stocks like Pru and Intel look good. Just be a bit wary of these smaller stocks. Um, right, okay. Well, there's no other requests coming in, so I think I will leave it there. Any other healthcare I want to look at? Glaxo, that's pulling out nicely from this 1480. AstraZeneca, whoa, I would steer clear of that. That's a bit of a wild animal. Right, okay. You're all very quiet, so I'll shoot then. HSMO. I don't know that ticker. What's that? Samuel Heath. Oh, Hammerson, right, Hammerson. I haven't seen that for a while. Hmm. Uh, looks lower to me. Look, could easily come back to 27 at this stage. I mean, it's closing lower on very bearish volume levels, despite that spike up on Monday 22nd. What are you seeing, Andy? If we come back into this early July support, I can see that holding, but yeah, see when we spiked up, there wasn't there was didn't have the volume, the real volume behind it on that spike. Oh, share buyback. Okay, yeah, we're seeing more and more. That's the whole story behind the probe. Right. Okay. Well, I would have thought 27. I thought we could easily see 27 and a half in that, unless we turn around in the next day or two. Volatile week with all this, because earnings, we've got, let me just look at who we got for earnings. Hang on. Oh, they sold a property, right? Okay. Um, Here's my earnings list. Can't find it. Oh, yeah, I know where it is. Yeah, so we've had McDonald's. McDonald's was before the open, wasn't it? I think. Um, got certainly UK banks this week. Microsoft, tomorrow is the big day, a big day. Pfizer, Microsoft, BP, PayPal. Yeah, as you can see how busy this week is for earnings. One of the busiest weeks of the year. All right. Um, let's leave it there. Thanks for joining me, guys, and tread carefully. That's my main message. Thanks, everybody. Bye.